My number one secret to all of my success is the fact that I really understood my marketplace from the very beginning, and I surrounded myself with the best and brightest people who had complementary skills and abilities to my own. And that's it. If I had to, that is, because of what I just said, that has been responsible for tens of millions of dollars in sales right there. And I'm just a very average person. I have an unaverage level of ambition. I will say that. I have an insatiable ambition, but there's nothing special about me other than my insatiable ambition, my willingness to do whatever it takes. And when my wife and I started our business back in 1988, we did it with only a few $100s. Within 5 years, we generated over $10 million in total sales. So we went from 300 to over 10 million. In today's dollars, it would be a lot more than that. And she focused on the business. I focused on the marketing. And we had a great team, her and I together. And then we met a true marketing master, which is Russ von Holscher. And with his help, he had over 20 years of experience. We generated over $10 million in our first 10 years. Now, anybody can do it. You know, this is central to my message is anybody can do it. Prior to Eileen and I getting started, I had spent years as a customer. I was buying all kinds of business opportunity plans and programs, money-making opportunities, low cost, of course, 'cause I didn't have much money, but that is the market, low-cost business opportunities. That's the market that we ended up serving. So when we got on the other side of the cash register and started serving that market that I had been a customer of for years before I met Eileen, I had that intimate knowledge of the customers. And because Eileen focused on the business part of it, and she turned out to be a great business person, you know, paying attention to every detail, watching the flow of every dollar coming in and out, managing employees, all that kind of stuff. She let me put all of my time and attention and focus and insatiable desires and ambitions into learning everything I could about marketing. Every aspect of marketing. I became absolutely obsessed. If there's a stronger word than obsession, I would use it. I became obsessed with becoming the greatest marketer that I could possibly be. And a big part of marketing, really all marketing really is all the things you do to attract and retain the largest number of the very best qualified prospective buyers in your universe, or whatever you want to call it, your target market. In this case, this is before the internet, so it was pretty much just United States. But now that we have the internet, of course, it branches way beyond all of that. But really, looking back at it all, I really understood the customers. I understood the marketplace. Eileen didn't understand any of that. She really had no real interest in any of that. You know, when we first started dating, her and I showed her all these money-making plans and programs that I was spending all my money on, she laughed at some of them because, you know, it was ridiculous. Some of these crazy, goofy, you know, quasi-chain letter kinds of things that I was buying or whatever. Just, make them, some of these programs were just outrageous. And yet she helped me pick out the best ones. We tried a bunch of them together. We found something that really worked for ourselves, really made us money. It was a combination of several programs that I had, along with a bunch of our own ideas that we threw in there. And then one day she just said, "Hey, TJ, we were making money." And we were making money with an ordinary telephone answering machine. That was before voicemail. Now everybody has voicemail technology, but back then people had answering machines and landlines. And she said, "Hey, our program is a lot better than what we created together, her and I. Was a whole lot better than all of those programs that I had been spending my money on," and she knew it. And she just said, "Hey, I think there's probably thousands of other people just like us that are looking for a great way to make money. Why don't we go out and reach out to those people? And turns out that she was wrong. There weren't thousands of people, there were millions. And within 4 years, we sold to 160,000 of them. So we had 160,000 customers within our first 4 or 5 years who bought our original program called Dialing for Dollars. Wasn't much to look at, very simple program, but it doesn't matter what the product was necessarily. What matters even more is the marketplace, which turned out to be millions of people who were searching for a way to make money. And then I couldn't have expressed it to you back then, but now I can, that was 30 years ago, so I can look back at it all right now and see it very clearly. It was the fact that Eileen ran the business, let me focus all of my time and attention and energy and insatiable desires that I had at the time, this obsession that I had with learning everything I could about marketing and my knowledge of the target market. That was responsible for millions and millions of dollars in sales. So what I would suggest to anyone that was just getting started would be to find a marketplace. Now I'm just going to speak to you directly. Find a marketplace that you intimately understand, because you're already a customer, you're already buying a bunch of things in this marketplace like I was. I was spending all of my money, all of my disposable income was spent on various get-rich-quick programs and plans, and I was involved in all these network marketing deals and stuff like that. So I really had an interest in it. I wanted to become a millionaire so bad, even though I didn't really know what that meant at the time. I had never had any money of any substantial sum of money. But I had this desire to make a lot of money, and I was spending all of my money on all these plans and programs. And then when we developed our own plan and program that really worked, and then we decided to, because of this simple idea that Eileen's, hey, maybe we should promote our program to some of these, we were getting all, back then there were money-making magazines. There's very few of those now. It's all moved over to the internet now. But, this having that intimate understanding of our target market, along with this partnership that her and I formed, and then looking for talent, mentors like Russ von Holscher, who had over 20 years of experience when we started working with him, so that we were using all of his shortcut methods and strategies. That was responsible for us bringing in millions and millions of dollars in the very beginning. And you can duplicate that too. I want you just to break that down. Think about it. None of this is very complicated. Start with a market that you really understand or are passionately interested in, or if you're working with joint venture partners, a market that they intimately understand, a market that they have been involved in for a long time. And then always strive to find those people that have complementary skills and abilities to yours, and focus on the marketing. Get good at marketing. Peter Drucker, one of the greatest business minds ever, arguably, he said there's only two things in every business that makes you money. Everything else is an expense. And those two things are marketing and innovation. And of course, I think innovation and marketing, I've thought about that quote for many years now, and I think that the two are really related. But marketing is definitely focused on everything that you're doing to attract and retain the largest number of the best qualified prospective buyers. Getting rich in business is not rocket science. It all breaks down. There's very simple formulas, there's strategies, there's methods, but nothing can replace that core knowledge of who you're trying to reach and what those people are all about, what interests them the most, and how to reach them emotionally and connect with them. That's what we were able to do. And anyway, I hope you benefited from something I've said here. I hope you'll think carefully about some of this. It sounds simple. It is simple. And yet it made us millions and millions of dollars, and it can make you whatever amount of money that you want to make also. Thank you very much. If you're one of my clients, I'm very grateful for you. If you're not one of my clients and you want to know more about what we're doing, click on the link below. Bye for now.